Alright everyone, so in this video I want to get the knight to take damage. Now unlike some of our other opponents, when the ghost takes damage or the bat takes damage, they just disappear instantly. But I want the knight to take damage and gradually become weaker. So it's a little bit more like the monster, where you hit the monster but it doesn't disappear. But unlike the monster, you are actually reducing the power of the knight. So the first thing I want to do before we even start is hover is part of the ghost code that we inherited when we copied the ghost to create the knight. But that has now been cut out of the process and we can delete it. If it was still being called by another function, that Scratch would not allow me to delete it, but it obviously isn't. Now, when the knight takes damage, when you hit the knight with the lightning, it receives the signal saying tell knight to vanish. We're not going to change the wording of this, even though this isn't going to make the knight vanish, because this is the general wording that was used whenever the lightning hits anything. And if you'll recall, it's constructed out of different pieces: tell plus current enemy plus to vanish. And so we don't want to change all that just for this one opponent. It works well enough. We'll just leave the name as it is. But what I do want to do is I want to change what happens. So right here, this says, oh, hide the knight. So when you hit the knight with the lightning, the knight is told to hide. We don't want that anymore. So let's go down to hide. And what we'll do is we're going to get rid of the vanish and smoke, throw that away, which means we can also throw it away down here. And we don't need the hide either. And actually we don't need any of it. And let's change the name of this to damage knight. And then we're going to create a variable. And we're going to call it hits. And this is going to keep track of the number of hits that the knight has taken. So when the knight gets hit, we're going to change hits by 1. And we're going to make sure that when the knight appears, so in knight setup, we set hits to 0. So now we've got this variable hits, and what's it going to do? Well, as the number of hits goes up, you're gonna see that the knight's armor starts to disappear. So if I leap from 1 here to 17 I should say, this is the same pose, but you'll notice that the knight's shield is missing. And then if I go to 33, you'll notice that he's now lost the armor from his arm. And so he goes. 49 I think is next. My maths is right. So now he's lost some of the armor around his foot. And it keeps going this way until, much later he has, let's have a look. So here he's lost his helmet. He's lost his breastplates. You can see the chainmail vest underneath the plate armor. So bit by bit, he's losing all of his armor. And that's what's going to happen. As you hit him more and more and more, he's going to lose more and more armor. This is a diagram that shows how the graphics are arranged. So the graphics are arranged in blocks of 16, 1 for each stage of the outfit. So when he's in full armor, he has 4 images that describe how he walks, 4 images that describe how he strikes laterally, like straight across, 4 images that describe how he strikes down, and 4 images that describe how he strikes up. And then it all repeats again. So when he's got no shield, then we've got 4 images for each of those things again. And then when he's got no armor, he's got 4 images for each of those things again. Then he's got no breastplate and 4 images of each of those things again. That's why there are so many graphics here. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to implement a system where at any given time, you know which level he's at. So that if he's lost his shield, then everything kind of works within that. He walks within that and strikes within that. And then when he loses another piece of armor, then it moves to the next set of graphics. So we're going to handle all that in the next video, and I will see you then. Thank you for listening, and if you find this video useful, please hit like and subscribe.